Continuing now to sculpt the inner part of the mouth as well as the gums. And I'm going to use the move tool to do a little bit of nudging here. Go back to the grow brush, clean it up a little bit more. Hide the head layer so I can sculpt underneath the gums a little bit so it fits a little bit better. Hold the shift key if you see a little stray piece of voxels or a little piece of mesh. You can hold the shift key and it should help remove it. Turn that back on. Continue to do a little bit of nudging to the head layer so it flows a bit better. Hide it again. Go ahead and rename this layer to gums so it's a little bit easier to find. Just go ahead and smooth some of these areas out around the edges. And once more, once I'm relatively happy with the gums, I'm going to go ahead and merge it with the head layer. Just trying to blend these two parts together a little bit to where it looks a little more organic and natural. Just going to do the same thing on the upper gums that I did on the lower ones as far as building out these wells for the teeth. So what I'm trying to do now is make sure that the openings face in the same angle as the upper gums, rather than just straight up and down in world space. And then we want to make sure to sculpt in a little bit of irregularity and some veins that naturally are visible on the outside of the gums. I'm going to do the same thing on the lower gums. You have one big tooth right in the very center. So I switched to the head layer. So I'm trying to bring out that skin fold that surrounds the gums. And turn steady stroke on. Holding the control key, inverting. Turn spacing back on. Going back to the gum layer. Just again trying to add a little bit more irregularity. Smoothing some. Going back to the head layer. back to the gums, trying to smooth that just a bit. With the move tool, just going to nudge a little bit more, trying to make these flow together as well as possible before I merge them together. And this is one of the benefits of actually keeping them separate, because you can keep a nice crease in between them as long as they are separate objects. But if I try to smooth while they are merged together, then obviously that gives me more work to do in having to use the pinch brush and so on to get that crease back. So again, it was just kind of a pre-planned decision on my part. All right, so I think I'm about ready to merge these two together, but before I do, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to open the Models palette and I'm going to search for my project folder. At the very top of this menu list, you can see the option to add a new folder. That way you can separate it by category or project. And once you drag and drop your layer into the Models palette, you have this decimation dialog box that allows you to reduce the poly count. And it's going to try to give you enough polygons where it thinks you need it, and fewer polygons where you don't. I'm going to shift drag over the top of the layer and drag it on top of the head layer, and they are now merged together.